Hey all, I'll be creating my very first SilverLight control today using Blend and Photoshop. So I've actually played a bit with Blend today, just a tiny bit, so I'm still pretty much a junior. Let me just open Blend now. Okay, while it loads, let's look at iTunes. Let's look at what I'll be building. So what I want to do is I want to create this control here, which I'll call Control 4. And what I'll do is I'll get a snapshot of this and paste that into Photoshop so that I can continually refer back to what I'm trying to build. So press Control N and okay that, and Control V. Let's then crop this area, get a better view of what I'm building. The image crop. So this is what I'll be building. I use Photoshop every day for everything. It's just my tool of choice whenever I need to do anything visually. Hopefully one day I'll be able to move from Photoshop to Microsoft's design, purely because of its XAML features. But right now Photoshop does everything I want and everything I need actually. So that's what I'll be building. It consists of 3 circles, a slider, looks like a rectangle with sort of rounded corners, and another circle, and these images, polygon images. Alright, so let's try to build that in SilverLight. So using Blend, the extent of what I've done is just made a simple project and just played around with some of the tools available to me. Haven't done much designing in it yet. So okay, so this is Blend. So let's go in. It's all intuitive. It actually makes a lot of sense, a lot of the features in Blend. So let's create a new canvas for my control. I'll call this the media control. Alright, so this media control is this bounded there's a bounded area here which is very hard to see, and that tells me that that's my canvas. So now let's change the size of the canvas to something. If you go back to my wireframe, this is what we're building here in iTunes, is Control 4, and that's roughly about, let's just go into Photoshop. What's the size of this image size? It's 260 by 46, so let's just say 260 by 40. 260 by 40. Right, so if we go into the canvas for Blend, we'll change this to 260 by height of 40. Alright, so that's all I have to work with. So let's zoom this. This is an awesome feature. Just lets you zoom by dragging. So using this, I need to create this. So 3 circles. Let's create those 3 circles. So I'm assuming they're just ellipses. And a cool feature is if you hold the shift down, you get aspect ratio maintained between X and Y axes. So keep the shift down, click and drag, and it makes a perfect circle for you. So that's my first one. And that first circle, as you can see, it's got a gradient. The gradients, I use the eyedropper here. The gradient starts at roughly about this color, which is that value. So let's go back to here. Let's change it to a gradient, which is this thing, and it starts at around this color, pasted in. So hash starts at that color, back to Photoshop, and it goes to this color up here, which is pretty much white. So what's that value? FE. Alright, go back to Blend, and it goes to this color here, and changes to Alright, so now the gradient direction is all wrong, so it needs to be from bottom to top. Let's close this down. So going back to here, you've got this tool here which is the brush transform. So if you click on that, that shows you the direction of the gradient. So if I move this to here and this to up here, that's more like the direction I want. That's perfect actually. So if I click off there, and if you look here, the actual outline of the circle is this greyish colour, so I drop that, which is this colour. Let's copy that, and in here they've got the concept of a stroke. So if I click on this again, you've got a stroke, which is that black outline. So what I'll do is I'll click on it and I'll change the colour of that to what I need, and that's pretty much the button without the characters inside. So the beauty of working in Blend and how it generates XAML is that this actual picture here translates to an actual element that I can code against. So to be able to code against this, what I have to do is give it a name, and then in JavaScript I'll be able to refer to that name. So I'll call this, in this case I'll call it N left, navigation left. Now the reason why I want to code against it is if you go into iTunes